Hey, this is Craig Duswalt with Rock Your Life TV, and part of our Accelerator series is, I'm going to start over. Scratch that.
No problem. I'm just going to keep it rolling and make a time code.
Sounds great. Hey, this is Craig Duswalt with Rock Your Life TV, and I'm interviewing people from my RockStar Accelerator program. It's a high-end coaching program that I have, and these are the rock stars amongst the rock stars. And today, my special guest is Sharla J. Frost. How are you, Sharla?
I'm good, Craig.
You are,
It is
aren't
good
you?
to see you.
Good to see you. In your Frogville green?
Exactly.
Is that what we're doing?
That's what we're doing.
All
We're,
right.
we're green today.
We're green today. So tell us the story. So are we focused on Frogville for this, or are we going to do both?
We could do both.
We could do both. So
We
I'm going to
have
ask you, how did you start in business, in your business, and what inspired you to do what you do, and what problem are you solving for your clients so you could do it for both if you want?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. We'll make that work.
All right, good. So anyway, which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with business.
Business. All right. So what problems do you solve for your clients in your power at the table? Let's call it business.
I help people identify what they need to control their own business life. Specifically for lawyers, what I teach is how to develop your own book of work, whether that's your own clients or your own special expertise. But at least in the legal industry, if you don't control your spot at the table, you're serving at the table. So it's a good idea to have business of your own, because that's really the only way you control both your life, that whole work-life balance thing, and your finances, because law firms are like pyramids, and the further you are towards the bottom, the less you make on the pyramid. And the only way you move up is to have your own work, one way or the other. And that's what I train people to do, and how to find ways to make that work for them.
So that's your main business. And
Correct.
then you have this little, let's call it a passion project, is it?
We could call it that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So share a little bit about that, and how that is going, what you're doing in that Frogville world of yours.
Okay. I grew up in Frogville, Oklahoma, as
That
you
is
know.
a real place, by
That
the
is
way.
a real place,
Yeah,
by
yeah.
the way. It's north of Paris, Texas, for those of you who don't know. And I was an English major in college, which meant, of course, I was completely unemployable unless I went to graduate school, which is how I ended up in law school. But I had always wanted to write. And when COVID hit, since I was home all the time anyway, my publisher at the time suggested, why don't you try a children's book? So I wrote the first one, and the story is that all the kids in Frogville, all the boys in Frogville actually, turn into a frog when they're 13 because the place is cursed, and they have to go on a quest to get a royal kiss and turn back into a human. Except when Lily and Crocus, her twin brother, turned 13, she's a minute older. So she's the first girl who turns into a frog, and the series focuses on her and her adventures, first getting the kiss and then trying to get back home. And they've been great fun. I tell people children's books are my chance at immortality. Nobody's going to remember another woman lawyer 15 years from now. We're all sort of fungible. Frog Girls, on the other hand, those are a little unique, and they've been great fun.
I'm sorry, what word was that you just said?
Frog Girls.
No?
Expungible.
Oh, expungible.
Yes.
I thought you said fungible.
Well, and
I'm like, what's fungible mean?
And they are fungible. People view lawyers as fungible.
That's what I'm thinking.
It means that they are all the same. One is just as good or bad as the other. And if you want to stand out in life, which gets back to the power at the table issue, you do not want to be fungible. You want to be someone who is unique and stands out. And that's what life is about. Whether you're Lily and you're a frog, or you're Sharla and you're a trial girl.
So did you just answer the question, how you delineate yourself from your competition?
To some extent.
But
look,
expand on that a little
the
bit.
way I distinguished myself from my competition in the legal field was I was the person who was always ready to go. If you called me on Friday and said, we have a trial Monday morning and we need you in New York or California or wherever, I went. Whether I was ready or not, you pack up, you get there, and you'll figure it out when you get there. And I never said no to that. And I won a lot more than I lost. And I only defended cases for corporate defendants in bad jurisdictions with bad facts. So I was supposed to lose all of them. So the fact that I won any of them was amazing. But I always suited up, I always showed up, and I made sure that I had an idea when I got there how I was going to win for my client. And that's what you have to do in life. And if you do that as a lawyer, you will not be fungible. You will distinguish yourself from all of the other little lawyers. And that's important because there are roughly 500,000 lawyers in the United States. Finding a way to make yourself distinctive without being annoying, because people do that, and that's not really a good way to develop business. But you have to have something. I tell people you have to have something to sell before you can sell it. And that's one of the basic premises of the Power at the Table training. And that is to figure out what it is that you're good at and what you enjoy doing. Because if you enjoy it, you'll do it with enthusiasm. If you don't enjoy it, you may do it anyway, but you won't be happy and your clients won't be happy because no one is pleased with the outcome if everybody is grudgingly doing what it is they're assigned.
Yeah, we talked about that a lot. I always say, back to what you were saying during that segment, you said, I always say yes and figure it out later. I always show up. I always, like if I was in a coaching program and someone said, we're doing a 4-hour session and it was across the country, I would still fly across the country to do that 4-hour session. And I wrestle with the fact that there are people out there that don't do that, which makes it better for the ones that do it, because it's easy to stand out from people that human nature is most people just don't do that. And it's an easy thing to do, but you know, you got to be passionate about your thing. See, I love speaking. I love doing what I do. So it's easy for me to show up because I love doing it. But there are people that have jobs and have situations that they hate going to work every day. And why would they say yes and figure it out later? Because they hate what they're doing. That's why you got to become an entrepreneur.
That's right.
Right.
The wife of one of my clients told me once that I was the only one of his lawyers he never complained about. He said, anytime he calls you, you just say yes and take care of it. Nobody else does that. And I remember thinking, I thought that was my job.
Right.
But I am always surprised at the number of people in the world who don't view their job that way, and that isn't the way they approach life. But I think you should. If you're going to be successful, you've just got to do it.
Do you have a success story of or a transformation from a client that really captures your impact?
Well, I have a transformation from a young person who worked for me and that I trained in the way that I do things. And he was probably the most reluctant mentee I've ever had. Everything I told him, he was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And then he got married and decided to get another job. And he went to another firm and he called me one day and he said, I think I need to do that business development thing. Could you talk me through it? And so I did, and he did. And he's now very successful at what he does. He has his own clients. He is a partner at another law firm. I like to take credit for that because I think that I inspired him to do it. But by following what I suggested he do, he's become incredibly successful. And it feels good to see someone else do that.
Yeah. You know, I was at my a party at our house, and all my kids had their friends over. It was not a party for the adults. It was my kids had their friends over. And I was a football coach at Oaks Christian Middle School, where my kids went to school. And out of nowhere, this kid is, I won't say his name, but he comes up to me at the party and he said, Mr. Duswalt, I just want to tell you, you know, when you coached me in 8th grade, you changed my life. And not about football, it was a mindset that I had my whole life. And I don't even know what I did, but I did something, and he told me that just like 2 months ago, which is like 10 years later. And so it's things like that that just that say to us, I must be doing something right. Keep doing what you're doing. All right, so you're very inspirational. You've got 2 very successful businesses going. How does someone get in touch with you to book you as a speaker?
If they want, if they want to book me as a speaker, they can contact me at sharlajfrostspeaker.com, or they can contact my speaker representative, Mr. Craig Duswalt, at RockStar Speakers.
RockStar KeynoteSpeakers.com. Very good, yeah. And you were on the front cover of a magazine, weren't you?
I was.
RockStar Keynote Speakers magazine.
I was. I had to become old in order to become a cover girl. But yes, but it was great. It's a wonderful magazine.
Never too old, never too young, never too old to be a cover girl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yes, the magazine is online and archived, so if you don't have your personal copy, you can find one, or you can contact me through the website. And I think I still have like 5,000 copies, so I could send you one.
You don't have 5,000 copies. You have 50. Well, you might have given some away. Anyway, all right, this is Sharla J. Frost, and thank you so much for being on the show. You're a true rock star.
Thank you,
You're
Craig.
welcome. This is Craig Duswalt with Rock Your Life TV. We'll see you next time.